Hello guys, welcome to another video from our Driving TV channel. Here's Hazard Materials Exam 1. In this video, we will provide you guys with all the questions and answers needed in order to pass. Here, you'll be able to study and best prepare you for that examination. If this was helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe for more educational videos. Thank you and best of luck to you. Hazard Materials Exam 1. How many different hazard classes are there? 9. What placard must be used with an inhalation hazard load? Poison inhalation hazard. A truck carrying explosive have crashed with another vehicle. You should not pull them apart until the explosive have been placed at least 200 feet away from the vehicles and occupied buildings. The shippers package hazardous materials. They must certify that this was done according to the regulations. The only exception is when the shipper is a private carrier carrying his or her own product. Which signals may be used to warn of a stopped vehicle that contains explosives? Reflective triangles. Class 8, it's placarded as a placard, corrosive at 1,001 pounds. The transport index of a radioactive material tells the degree of control needed during transportation. A properly prepared uniform, hazardous waste manifest, must be signed and carried by anyone transporting a hazardous waste. An A or W, the first column of the hazardous materials table, means this material is only restricted when shipped by air and or water. When is it necessary to ground the trailer? When filling or unloading any flammable liquid tank, ground must be maintained until filling hole is properly closed. The total transport index of all radioactive material packages in a single vehicle must not exceed 50. Which of the following must drivers have in their possession while transporting class 1.1 or 1.3 explosives? The written route plan. On a public roadway with a placard tanker hauling flammable liquids, when can you transfer from one tanker to another? In an emergency. If in a materials class is the word forbidden, what kinds of materials are you still allowed to haul? You can't haul a forbidden cargo. What is the shape and size of a placard? 10 3/4 inch square or diamond. When handling packages of explosive, you must never use hooks or other metal tools. Which of the following, if required, must the shipper put on the package? All answers are correct. The name and address of shipper or co-signee, the hazardous materials shipping name and identification number, and the required label. Whenever your vehicle is placarded, do not drive near open fires unless you can safely pass the fire without stopping. A hazard class name or ID number may not be used to describe a non-hazardous material. Column 1, or the symbols column, the I means international transportation. What action should you take if you discover your hazardous materials shipment leaking at a rest stop but there is no phone available? Send someone for help with all the necessary information. In what location must you keep your shipping papers that describe any hazardous materials? On the driver's seat whenever you are out of the vehicle. You must never smoke or perform any activity involving fire within 25 feet of classes 1, 2, 3, or 4. What is the purpose of a driver placarding their vehicle? To communicate risk. If you are already carrying 100 pounds of silver cyanide, what precautions must you take if you're given papers at a dock to carry 100 cartons of battery acid? Inform someone and do not load the battery acid. The other two places where the hazardous material identification number must appear are on all bulk packaging and on the cargo tasks. When there is a hazardous materials emergency, what should you do? Do both of the above, prevent smoking and keep open flames away, and keep people away and warn them of danger. Whose signatures must be on a hazardous waste manifest? The shipper, all carriers, and the receiver. To obtain a hazardous materials endorsement, you must know how to placard your vehicle, a shipping paper for hazardous materials must include both of the above, page numbers if the shipping paper has more than one page, and a proper shipping description for each hazardous material and a shipper certification stating that they prepared the shipment according to the regulations. The driver must also always carry a dated certificate signed by the employer. This certificate must also be updated every 3 years. If an X or RQ is in the HM column of the shipping paper entry, the Shipment is regulated by hazardous material regulations. When there is hazardous materials emergency, you should. All answers are correct. Keep people away and warn them of the danger, and prevent smoking and keep open flames away. The placard is shaped diamond. Which of the following choices is a hazard class you are not allowed to smoke around? All the answers are correct. Explosives, oxidizers, and flammables. If there is an RQ before or after the item description on the shipping paper, it means the carrier must report any spill of this material. Symbol column. The letter G stands for identifies the proper shipping name, for which one or more technical names of the hazardous material must be entered in parentheses along with the basic description. Drivers of placarded vehicles transporting hazardous materials must stop 2 feet from the nearest rail of a railroad. 15 to 50 feet. Carriers must give each driver who transports Class 1.1 or 1.3 explosives a copy of FMCSR Part 397. Animals and human foodstuffs must not be loaded in the same vehicle with poisons. A safe haven is one place you can leave a vehicle unattended that is hauling explosives. What is the best description of a safe haven? Any property that has been government approved for this use. Who is responsible for finding out what permits or special routes you will need to haul hazardous materials? The driver. You do not have a hazardous materials endorsement on your commercial driver license when you can legally haul hazardous materials in a placarded vehicle. Never. Nitric acid cannot be loaded below any other commodities. When shippers package the material, they are trying to make it easy to identify. To determine if you need to use placards, which of the following is not something you need to know? The manufacturing date of the material. Which of the following is not an acceptable type of marking for hazardous materials? Name in italics. Which of the following 3 hazard classes should not be placed into a temperature-controlled trailer, one with a heater or air conditioner unit? Classes 1, 2.1, and 3. What are the major differences between cargo tanks and portable tanks? All of the above are major differences. Cargo tanks are filled while on the vehicle. Portable tanks can be filled either on or off the vehicle. Cargo tanks are permanently attached to vehicles. Portable tanks are temporarily attached. Portable tanks must show the owner or lessee's name on them. The hazardous materials table has columns, 8 columns. To communicate the risk of hazardous materials, shippers do all of the following except have their drivers text their locations.